Welcome back to the Tide Maker. This is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about the weekly news and review for May the 10th, 2026, and happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers out there. And it's been a long time since I've been called a mother anything. Thank goodness for that. But we're going to be talking about some news, some news that's falling around us. But yes, we get to see what Takara is doing with the missing link with this design for Ironhide. How did they fix the G1? We'll talk about that. Also, Ramen Toy is putting out this tank. We'll talk about that. No. It's not G2 Megatron. It just looks like it. Also, we got better pictures, and that's pretty much better pictures of Wave 2, Loyal Subjects, Kenner Mask remakes, and some pretty cool stuff. Some interesting stuff. Talk about that. Nerdzoic seems to be the only place currently stocking this Joker. Are they stocking it or stalking it? Well, Nerdzoic for that Joker. I'm kind of giving up on some McFarlane lately. We've got some stuff going on here. Whoa, what's falling? Another Joe team member falling out to go to another place. That makes 3. That's 3 we're counting. Wonder why. And I don't know if it classifies as news, but we got some Star Wars stuff to talk about coming up. All right, what's new at Show's store? Looks like they had a week off. Now they're all coming back and going strong with a lot of new stuff coming up. So we have the 4th party Rat Trap from Beast Wars. I don't know the full price, $1 down, of course. And I have this pre-order to do a comparison, and it's one of the last actual masterpiece from Takara. Speaking of last masterpiece, we got a few of these. I already showed last week that they're making the 4th party RT06, but this one's RT06B, Scourge, or Black, or Nemesis, or whatever you want to call them. The B stands for something. We also are getting a Shattered Glass, $1 down. We don't know the price. Believe $84 is the price on the first one, so I would expect that to be the same for all of these. Either 84 to 89. I gotta go double check that one, but this one is the Shattered Glass version. All of these are up for pre-order right now, and I think the standard one's coming in stock soon. Should be shipping soon. And then we've got some stuff that's not on Show Z, but it's Show Z. It's Gundam. And both of these are pretty much the same thing. You can put TH in the Sports Reviewer to help channel out, but this is $5 down, but will cost $45 when it arrives. It is the Player 2 Jada Street Fighter Blanca. Now, I prefer the Storm Collectibles one, but that one's very expensive. So I got the standard Storm Collectibles one, and it'll be fun to have Jada in the Player 2 and looking slightly different because they're different companies. And as you know, we like the Masterpiece E news around here. And so this is the T-Spark Overgear Optimus Prime prototype, whatever that means. So I believe this to be Masterpiece, or, well, MPG is what it is. So I don't really know how it's going to scale with whatever else it's supposed to scale with, but it's in kind of a gray color scale. It's kind of a bluish gray in a way, but anyway, looks interesting in prime cells. I guess you can't make too many primes, or at least Takara believes that. So evidently I've reviewed pretty much everything prime this week. So this is Dreamstar Toys with the DSTO2 Constructicon Combiner Cop Prowl. It was back in, I guess, the comics or something, that Prowl was the head or part of Devastator, and so they have to keep that going. This is really the only image they show of that so far that I've got, but of course it's an interesting concept, and of course they're carrying it over and all of that stuff. We'll see more pictures soon, I'm sure. And of course Robosen, it's a little bigger than Masterpiece, but Robosen Elite Optimus Prime trailer kit official reveal. So this is Robosen website has been updated with images information for the Robosen Elite Optimus Prime trailer kit. Sync with Elite Optimus Prime for unified control. Officially licensed by Hasbro and Transformers 3-way auto-converting trailer system with transport command base, battle deck modes, one app control Optimus Prime trailer and roller, integrated Autobot units, roller, spike, tactical, turret support, limited 2,500 units, North America release, and $1,000 early bird. If you wait, 1,200. Okay, back to Takara with the new Legends NL03 Nemesis Star Convoy color images. So this is finally a clear look at the new Nemesis redeco of the Age of the Primes Titan Star Optimus mold. So not technically masterpiece, but it's MPG, so it fits in their masterpiece now, right? Black, teal, red, new Decepticon insignias on his shoulders. This mold sure looks great in this deco. Pre-orders will start May 13th, 2026, but I think the most interesting thing is not that at all, but rather this. Alright, so Ironhide and Ratchet both were just terrible figures back in the day. And people say, no, they weren't. They were great for what they were supposed to be originally designed for, as to be basically mechs driven by humans. And to that, that's correct, yes. Were they terrible as Ironhide and Ratchet? Yes. So they're not good Ironhide and Ratchets. So this was basically redesigned to keep the original in mind, but yet change it up to meet the cartoon, and there you go. That's what you got. I was curious how they do this, and I don't have a problem with it at all. Not at all. I don't at all have a problem with it. Making it the way we would have liked it as a kid, even though we understand that they just brought it over as a giant mech, a legend giant mech with a human operator, left the human operator out, and he had no head, and it was just the weirdest toy for that time. It didn't match the animation at all. This is a lot better. So I'm okay with it, and I'm good with it, and when they come up for pre-order, I will pre-order it, and that is the 13th, which is 3 days. What is that, Wednesday? But it appears that the entire top, the roof, will just kind of fold back, and then you pull the head out, head will fold out. A lot of people were anticipating that the whole sled section that they had going on would detach and reattach in a way, but I think it all just stays attached. But I don't know. Again, I don't know. We haven't really seen much more other than these pictures, and there we are. And here we go with Rising Force, Fall of Cybertron Swindle prototype, and there's some video for other forms. I don't have time to try to track that down and all that. I'm sure more pictures will come next week, so we'll get more of that. But I'm not able to pull this video, and I'm not going to spend too much time working on that. And yeah, it looks alright. I mean, it looks like what it's trying to be. It looks okay. But if you're in on this, then you might be in on it. Hill Park MK Mini Decepticon Avatar Megatron. This one is BotCon exclusive, I believe. And yes, MK Mini Decepticon Avatar Megatron will be BotCon exclusive in the US. So outside the US, not sure how they're getting their hands on it. People will be getting their hands on it, though. And yeah, it's interesting. I'm definitely not a completist. I'm not a pletist with this line, but it is interesting and fun for those out there that are interested. Now we've got Aldi here that is Action Elite AES additional images, and I forget exactly how tall this one's supposed to be because it's the Alpha Action Elite. Clear. Special redeco. He comes with his Matrix gun, 3 interchangeable pairs of hands, different from the original release. This version is non-blind box figure, so you'll know what you are getting with it. And yeah, looks good. Alright, so next we're kind of moving on to Blocky's Lockdown, possible first look. And Blocky's Wheels. The Blocky's Wheels. So, looks pretty much like the character, and there's nothing to hinder it, so it should, in my opinion. Should look pretty much just like the character, in my opinion. And then we're going to get into a Delta Magnus style here. I mean, it's similar to, but Lu Kulu. Legend Scale Shattered Glass, Ultra Magnus, color images, and pictures on Weibo. Yeah. Looks pretty good to me too. The head sculpt's kind of weird. And then of course you get the blue bot underneath. And then they've got this picture which is, I believe, like all the stuff that's coming out. So I haven't really covered the G2 that they're reissuing. Their Dick in G2 and in red and white, if that's fun for you to hear about and see. So this picture's an odd one. You very seldom see it like this. Like these are 3 separate releases all in one picture just for fun, and their accessories are a bit intermingled at the same time. But yeah, fun. Galaxy Toys is showing Ironhide. It's Ironhide. And we saw the clear one not too long ago. I didn't spend much time talking about it, but here is a standard one. And remember, 2.5 inches, size matters. No, I don't care what she says. Size matters. It's only 2.5 inches. And you might need to start working with 4. But that would be full on Legends if it was 4. So keep all that in mind. And everything is still relative. We live in a world where 4 inches makes you a legend. Disc jockey from Dr. Wu. So, am I required to sing a song? I knew some people that sang songs about Dr. Wu, but yeah, this is called Disc Jockey, and that little guy turns into stuff. Now, I had this conversation with somebody today about movie characters, and the movie ones that look like this, all kind of crazy looking, and turn into something that looks so smooth. That is the impressive part about the live action movie characters. Even this little one here, even this little disc jockey, the DWMC, MC05G, like he's the musical coordinator, MC. That's what MC stands for. But yeah, pretty interesting how smooth this looks once it's all said. Now, yeah, you got the lines, the panel lining, all that kind of stuff, because it does transform. But I gotta hand it to you, it looks good. Dr. Wu's got a G2 Grimlock update kit. No, DNA Designs. I'm still stuck with Dr. Wu in my head. DNA Designs has the upgrade kit here, and you get all these parts, which mean really nothing unless you see it side by side. And even side by side, it's not a huge difference. But note the fillers to the inner arms and him holding a sword. So, I mean, there it is. That's the beef of it. There's still more. Some stuff in Dino mode and all that, but yeah, it's an upgrade. Upgrade kits are upgrades. Again, I feel like there should be all the Dinobots in one upgrade kit. All the G2 Dinobots in one upgrade kit. One cost, one shipping, and but not make it $100, obviously. Keep it like 60 or 70. Alright, so they're making recolors of the Hot Wheels crossover Transformers Twin Mill Red stock images, and that's my belief what's going on here. Now here's the problem. I do not have any of the first 2, but I do have the pictures here. And I did see the first ones in the store today. I didn't realize I would be talking about this tonight. I would have given it a little bit more thought. I just like, oh yeah, I remember those, and there they are. But here's this one here. So I don't know if this one is based on the first one, recolored, or what. I just don't know. But with that, they look good for what they are. And a friend of mine's got them and is really happy with them. So he says they're good figures. And he bought them at full price. I haven't seen any of these go on sale, which is really funny because Target likes to put stuff on sale. All right, some stuff I'm seeing around. There's this new Bumblebee that's out, along with, of course, Side Swipe and the Transformers 1 Prime. Just nothing really that's exciting me, which I'm kind of done with the Hasbro stuff. And I say that, and then they make one thing that I want. And it's a conflict of 2 interests of mine. So I'm trying not to buy the Hasbro stuff. Nothing against Hasbro at all, but I'm looking for the third-party versions. Or official Takara here and there. And although I have the Impossible Toys version that's undersized for Masterpiece, I think this would be perfect size for Masterpiece. It'd be fine for Masterpiece. I think it's great. And I think they'll give us Ovilus. Like, Ovilus, look, it's Unicron. I think they will. And I also want to say this. I went ahead and bought it, and a conflict of interest is, Walmart screwed me over 5 or 6 times now. A lot of pre-ordering stuff they've screwed me over on. The Snake Eyes, just so many stupid things. The Zartan, the Snake Eyes, then there was that $654 computer that they literally, I had to fight through my credit card company to get it. So there's a whole lot of stuff. I still bought it because it's the only place I can find it, actually. And it's got transparent chest. It's got a pretty good paint job on the eyes. The whole thing looks very premium, very well done. So I will give that to Hasbro. And then I heard this past week it's short packed. So that's why I probably had trouble locating one. I saw one, then it sold. Took me a while to find another one. What you need to know about this Big Bad Toy Store Neon Camo Mega Tank with Commander figure is, if you want one, $270 at BBTS. Pre-orders are up right now, $27 down, non-refundable, and arrives in May. And you know it's going to arrive in May because it's Ramen Toys, and Ramen, they deliver. So they do a good job. Now there's another tank. Let me find another tank here. But yeah, the one in front of us is the G2 Megatron lookalike. But it's not G2 Megatron because it doesn't transform. It's just a nice paint scheme. And this is a nice paint scheme. So this one here is the Ramen Toy Joe Fest Toy and Comic Show, the Hunter Tank Camouflage. And yeah, it'll be a Joe Fest from Ramen. And more information is available. We'll let you know about this. I think it does look pretty good. And here's the thing. I just don't think Hasbro is going to give us the tanks. So if you want the tanks, get them. And this is what specialty type of companies like Ramen Toy do. They specialize in giving you what you want way before Hasbro does. Breaking news. Tonight, we have this diver team. I was going to actually save this for right after I talk about some stuff going on with Star Wars, but I just couldn't wait. I have to show this. $16.40 for the diver team. And it comes to my attention that some people find it cheaper somehow. I don't know. 70 is the lowest they ever go. 70% off in these parts, these necks of the woods around here. So I have no idea how people are finding stuff cheaper, but $16.46 is a pretty good price for these. And I just want to point out that the pre-order sold out on it. People got their orders canceled. People were flipping out. Walmart right now, of course, Walmart's terrible at handling this kind of stuff, but they're canceling the 250th anniversary Retro, Duke, I don't even know what you want to call all the rest of it, but those are exclusives, and people are trying to say that they only got 250 in stock or something like that, and then they got their orders canceled. Then they come back in. A lot of times people just making jokes up, making numbers up. There's no way they only made 250, but for like 250th anniversary, it's jokes. But yeah, I mean, people are flipping out about this stuff. But now this is on clearance. You can probably find it at your Target. And if you don't get it while it's at Target, then it'll probably end up at Ollie's. All right, so my understanding is Corey, the guy who looks like kind of Dr. Mindbender in a way. Not exactly like Dr. Mindbender, but it's kind of got a kind of smooth head and just kind of has kind of a look about him. He looks kind of cool. Got a cool look that he's got going on. He's already working at Boss Fight Studio. Lenny's already left to go work at Boss Fight Studio. And now we're losing another one, which is Tony. And yeah, it's kind of crazy. Now, I could just sit here and speculate, so that's not real news. But why would 3 people that were on the Joe team defect, or whatever you want to say they did? I mean, whatever they did. Were they forced out? Were they coerced out? Or are they going over there working on a project that is going to pick up where G.I. Joe Classified left off with Hasbro, and Hasbro moved to Boss Fight Studio? Maybe. It's a possibility. I don't know. I have no idea. Everyone's just speculating because nobody has any real facts and answers to why this is going on. And it's concerning to Joe collectors. I personally feel like it's just too much of a coincidence to be something much different than that. But will Hasbro still make their own G.I. Joes after 2028? I mean, in 2028? I don't know. And the thing is the design process takes a year. So we won't even know in 2026 probably what's even going on. It has been a wild ride this week, and short of me just rewatching my news, I can't remember if I had this covered. I mean, I'm looking at the dates, and I do believe that I didn't cover this yet. So this Jada Toys T-Hawk is up for pre-order at BBTS. No, I got mine pre-ordered. And so with that, I think it is $35, which is what their bigger figures cost. And he looks pretty cool. I was torn between... I personally think that the Storm Collectibles one is better, but it was like 126. And I'm just thinking for 35, this will probably do everything I need it to do. And it's not a character I really know much about, so I could probably be happy with this one. But yeah, gotta cut some costs out as we go. And I'm glad this option exists for $35. BBTS has it up for pre-order right now with a third quarter release. Alright, so loyal subjects, Wave 2, Mask is unmasked. They have pictures of it now. I want to point this out. They all look good. They all look real good. They're looking a lot like the vintage ones. Some upgrades, especially, I think Piranha's getting the most upgrades in aesthetic. The rest are they still look great. So let's kind of go through each one. And my pictures are not as exactly in order, so I'm going to have to work at this a little harder than I should, but here it is. So this is the Assault. I guess they call this one the Assault instead of Jackhammer, but it is what it is. So Cliff Dagger looks pretty cool. He's got both of his helmets, the long and the short, and the long has the blast effect. I would think that you could leave the blast effect, make it to where it's removable. At the same time, you might lose that blast effect. So, I mean, it's a give and a take. I don't know. But would somebody like a long helmet, mask on and not have a blast effect in it? Then there is the battle mode. Like putting your Crocs into sport mode. Sport mode! Converted mode? No, transformed mode. There it is, transformed mode. But a lot of blast effects going on right there. So it's a total of 5, it looks like. It's quite impressive. Yeah, this picture shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8? Somehow there's 8. Oh, wow. Or no. Am I just looking at it wrong? No, it's 2, 4, 5. Yeah, I was right the first time. I'm going to inform my wife I was right about something. 5. And here we go with Gator. So we get to keep the Gator name. That's nice. And this is one of my favorites from back in the day. It looks pretty good. You've got both masks and you've got the... It's kind of cool because the beam coming out is like the beginning of the beam. It's not like it's protrude all the way, which in my opinion would have been nice if it's swappable so that you can have like a start of a beam and a full beam. But you know, it's just is what it is. It's a nice little add-on. Here we go with it kind of in its converted mode, done mode. I do like the blast effects that they have created. One of the best upgrades are the blast effects, and that's really cool. What's in that top cannon there? That's awesome, really awesome. It's got water squirt gun, all that fun stuff. Let's see here with Hurricane or Night Stalker. Is that one Night Stalker? Oh, now I gotta check. According to the original color guides for this toy line, Hurricane was originally named Night Stalker, explaining why the vehicle was referred to by this name in several episodes. Mattel owned the rights to the name Night Stalker, so it was changed to Hurricane by Kidder because Kidder is not Mattel, and Kidder didn't own the Night Stalker, so they changed it to Hurricane. There's the story from mass.fandom.com. And here he is in his combined mode. Not combined, converted mode, transform mode, sport mode. And so I will note that there's some differentiation and some stuff going on at the front, on the bottom, some some different stuff. Probably closer to the cartoon. And then the blast effect really works great. This one, the blast effect works great for the windshield one that pops out, the windshield section that pops out. And then, of course, you've got those guns that fold over, guns over the top. And so those got blast effects. So definitely good improvements to the figure. Here's everything you got going on with it from the top and the side, from back and side to side, if you know what I mean. And I think it does look good. And yeah. Again, I have all these in original, vintage, and they're still pretty easy to get. But that's why the upgrades differentiated, plus the packaging. You know how they said Masterverse is over? I'm going to have to get that little Rambo clip. It's never over! I'm quit saying it myself. It's never over. Vintage Collection, Masterverse. So the Chronicles is a thing. This is still Masterverse bucks for the most part, which is not horrible, but does that kind of resemble the 25th anniversary? Or is it 40th anniversary? One of the 40th anniversary one? Anyhow, this is the Wondar, the fun bread guy, but yeah, the story's been changed on that. I don't really care, but some people do. Yeah, some people do. But yeah, it's kind of a cool release. Not the greatest. Not something that everybody's really going to want. And then we've got the cartoon 2000X. Let's stop for a second. You see 200X. It's 2002 is when the line came out. They just called it 2000X. And it is what it is. 2000X. 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006. So anyway. This was a picture via In-Demand Toys. And, hey, is there someone that needs some credit on this last one? Yeah, In-Demand Toys also. So both of them are credited. So great job. Thanks for the help. And but I personally am not collecting the 2000X stuff. But it's really hard because they do look really good. We've got the Rocky 4 Hyatt Toys Exquisite Super Series 112 Apollo Creed figure. Now I've got an Apollo Creed. I'm not sure if anything's different between these, but I've got one that's pre-ordered through Gundam It, and I look forward to that. But I don't have it yet. It's not here yet. But standing approximately 16 centimeters tall, this exquisite Super Series 112 scale Apollo figure faithfully recreates his iconic look from the film. The figure that features Apollo's Uncle Sam inspired entrance costume, complete with stars and stripes, robe, and top hat. For the fight scene, Apollo is outfitted with his patriotic boxing trunks, showcasing his still impressive physique. 6 interchangeable hands for dynamic posing, alternate smirking head with star-striped hat, and patriotic entrance vest, boxing ring base, and stool for full match scenes. Gonna cost about 118 bucks. I'm just gonna say McFarlane Toys has the McFarlane Toys show, episode 13, May 15th at noon or 3 p.m. Eastern. Tune in for a Mortal Kombat special, Mortal Kombat Classic special. My problem with McFarlane is they started making it really hard for me to get any of the superpowers, so I kind of fizzled out on that line because I just couldn't get it. And I'm done jumping through hoops on stuff unless it's, Masterpiece Transformers. I'll jump through those hoops, but for all these other ones, like you're making us jump, the average casual collectors jump through hoops, the casuals fall off, and I've been falling off. The other thing is, I haven't been able to get the things that I kind of was excited for, like the Wonder Twins and a few other things. And I was gonna get that Joker, but with Mattel getting the license back, probably sticking with a 6-inch kind of scale, more or less, instead of the 7. And I'm gonna see what they got to show, got to do, and just kind of save my money for McFarlane. I also kind of feel like once McFarlane's done and people are into the mix with Mattel, that a lot of the McFarlane stuff's gonna fall out of favor. The older stuff's just people aren't gonna care. And so if there's something I want to pick and choose from it, yes. But I mean, he's just making it too hard to get, and so I don't like it. I don't really know the significance of this Ramen, but it's from eBay. Evil Ramen DC Retro Super Friends Platinum Edition. So something. Then it goes to something I'm not concerned about. But I mean, I would have been able to complete that line if it was a little easier. I think a big part of the problem is Target doesn't carry them anymore, so they're not right there, readily available and easy, and it's just not as much fun. And for a 17th toy line I'm collecting, I'm not going to go out of my way for it. Anyway, DC crossover with Sonic the Hedgehog Wave 3 action figure multi-pack images. So we got a Starfire and Blaze, Batman, Shadow, and Lex Luthor with Dr. Eggman, and they're wearing similar costumes as their buddies paired up. This is an interesting idea. It's interesting, but yeah, I don't know a whole lot about. I don't know much about all that, but some people do. So one of the better things Playmates did with Turtles recently was giving them kind of origin style, which they should have done that a long time ago. They were making them like jumbo, larger, and they did get more articulation. To make them the same scale as vintage, sort of. Maybe they're a little taller, but make them the same scale. But let them stand up straight, straighten their arms all the way, and give them all the articulation. That's really what they should have done a long time ago. But they're not going to be able to realize all of their plans with that because it's getting cut short. So they're just, I guess, doing a nice reissue 2-pack. So this 2-pack is one 2-pack that has Raph and Rocksteady, so I imagine to see a whole lot more. It includes the Ninja Turtle vs. Foot Clan Henchmen. The set comes with 4.5-inch Raphael and 4.5-inch Rocksteady, along with each character's iconic accessories. This just in, it's listed on Amazon. Alright, so the May the 4th came and went. May it have been with you. This is the stuff that was up for pre-order. Now, I randomly selected all this stuff, just here and there. Nothing seems to have sold out. I didn't pre-order any of this. It's a lot of fan channel exclusive stuff. I'm not really too concerned about any of these characters. None of it really excites me at all. The Anakin kind of, the old man Anakin, the original one, but it is what it is. Not something I want to spend $20 on anyway. But it was Star Wars Day, and now there is more Star Wars news. So there's this mask, helmet, Kenner helmet. Ooh, yeah, Kenner helmet. But it's actually not made by Kenner. It's made by a different company. Its pre-orders are up from Epic Helmet Images. Oh. Prototypes, Black Series Captain Enoch helmet images surface. So it's Black Series, I guess. So is it a Hasbro set? I guess. Say it's a rumor. It's just weird because they just keep showing off more. But that one, this is like the strangest, most different type of helmet they've made. But then we've got a standard Clone Trooper helmet. Amazon exclusive Black Series Phase 1 Clone Trooper helmet, which is available for pre-order. Should be right now. $110. They didn't put a price with the other one, which is kind of odd in my opinion, but is what it is. And then we've got, just in time for June, we have R5 Proud. If you like colorful droids, then this is the droid you're looking for, right? So how would I fix Star Wars? I would do retro, start from the beginning, and go all the way through. That's one way, and then I would do some character selection on here. I might share that in another video, but anyway, let me know what you guys think about this week's Weekly News and Review. Happy Mother's Day, everybody, and like, subscribe, leave comments down below. Take care, hang out.